Hey folks, I'm holding another one of these IYV Les Pauls in my hand because it's the progenitor of a comment that I got that I would just like to address. I don't remember exactly how the comment went, but it was something like this. And I've had two or three of these over the years. I bought one of these on your recommendation. Mine came with problems. I had to return it, implying that I'm at fault. Um, for recommending this to them. I don't know why in this particular case it was returned. It sounded from the comment like it had setup issues. But whenever I recommend any guitar, and this goes for these budget models or the higher end guitars, it's based on the guitar I received and how it played after I set it up. That's the point of this channel. The chances are always there that you'll get one that doesn't play as well or doesn't set up as well or has problems out of the box. That's just the nature of ordering guitars online. That's every single company in the world, folks. That's not IYV. You know, I've ordered, I probably got now 15 or so different models from IYV. I think I returned one out of 15. I set up the rest. Most of them swimmingly, no problems, turned into good guitars. One or two I had to fight with the setup to get it to play, and then one, I think it was one of the white Jaguar copy models that I sent back that was just warped. And then I got a replacement that was fine. So, if you have that experience, if you watch a video, not necessarily my video, but anyone's video, and you decide to give that guitar or instrument a chance based on that review, chances are you'll get a guitar that's absolutely fine and you'll share the same opinion as the reviewer. But there's also a smaller chance, that you'll receive a guitar, particularly if you're ordering it through Amazon or eBay, where you're going to have a less positive experience. But especially if you're not setting up the guitars and you're judging them right out of the box. That's just going to happen. That's the nature of ordering online. I saw a comment, not the same one as the comment I just addressed, but I saw another comment of a person who was complaining on the IYV Facebook page that it may have been it. I'm not sure. It was one of those two. Where he was complaining he had to send back a guitar because the action was too high. And I commented on there, that's normal. Most of the guitars I get, the action is slightly high or sometimes a lot high because companies err on the side of caution. They'd rather you get a guitar that you have to lower than a guitar that you have to shim up or raise up, particularly acoustic guitars. So they always tend to err on the side of a higher action than a lower action. Not always, but that's the case. But the particular guitar that this person got, it would have taken 5 minutes possibly to lower the action by watching a YouTube tutorial or something, or just take it to a shop and they can do it. It's not really, you didn't really need to return it unless there are issues after you lower the action. But to expect a guitar to come exactly to your specifications and comfort level out of the box after it's been shipped through various time zones is unreasonable, in my opinion. Whenever you order something online, you're almost always going to have to do adjustments to that particular instrument. This guitar here, if it did come too high, and I just simply loosened the strings and then moved the bridge toggles here and lowered it down to the correct height of the 12th fret, and then retighten the strings. It took all of 2 minutes to do that, and I avoided having to return the guitar just by being able to do that myself. So more than anything, learn a little bit of setup, watch some tutorial videos. Electric guitars are usually easy to lower the action. Acoustic guitars take a little bit more know-how because a lot of times you're going to have to remove a millimeter or two from the saddle. Or if you take the saddle out, a lot of times there's a shim piece in there and you just remove that and it'll take down the saddle height by enough for it to play better. One thing I did see on that particular comment was, hey, that's why you get a truss rod hex key, so you can fix the action. And of course I had to go on there and say, that is, you don't necessarily adjust the truss rod to higher and lower the action. It can have that effect, but your truss rod is to put relief or to take relief out of the neck, not just to raise it up and down. If you're cranking that truss rod to take the bridge up or the neck up, a certain amount of millimeters, you're going to do damage to the guitar, or you're going to put a back bow into the neck or something like that. There's a lot of misinformation about this. People often say, yeah, just crank the truss rod and you can raise the action or lower the action. Well, that's not the point of a truss rod adjustment. It can be the byproduct of one. And sometimes you can crank the truss rod or loosen it a quarter turn and it puts the action right where you want it. But the physics of the guitar don't always work that way. And a lot of times people make those adjustments in error when they've got too much height at the bridge or maybe even at the nut that needs to be taken care of at those points, not the curvature of the neck. So if you play guitar, watch a couple of videos. Go to Randy Schardinger's channel or Ted Woodford's channel and watch a couple of videos about setting action on a guitar or doing a truss rod adjustment, and learn, what sort of relief should be in the neck, how to measure that, how to put it in, how to take it out, and how to do adjustments at the saddle and the nut end of the guitar. And you can buy with a lot more confidence. And when you get guitars in the mail and they don't play, or they hurt your fingers when they play, you can say to yourself, well, that's fine, I know how to do this. So I just wanted to make a video on that. But if you get a guitar and you're following the advice of somebody on YouTube and you get a lemon, or you get a bad one, or you get one that's warped, it doesn't mean that YouTuber led you wrong. It doesn't necessarily even mean that that guitar company is bad and not to be trusted. I have had high-end guitars with these issues. I've had to send Guilds, Fenders, Martins even back with warpage issues and misshapen oddities going on in the guitar to where it can't be corrected. Either it slipped through the QC, or something happened in shipping, or while it was being stored in the warehouse that put it out of whack, and it no longer can be corrected easily. So yeah, you can't blame people for that. You're always liable. It's just like when you buy a car. When you buy a Ford Escort or something, 1 in every 1,000 is going to be a complete lemon, or maybe the number's even higher. It's the same with guitars. So these guitars right here, I've probably had 5 or 6 of these. I haven't returned any. Some have required more setup than others, but all of them have made decent guitars. Some are better than others. This one here is one I kept out of 3 because it just plays better than the other 2 that I got. So I sold the other 2 and kept this one. I have another one coming. I will compare the 2 again and pick the best one and sell the other one, which is kind of how I operate. But I can't say anything bad about these guitars. I think they're great for the money. A Les Paul copy with a flame top under $200 is a bargain, but you might get one that requires setup or some sort of adjustment beyond your ability level that makes you take it to a shop or makes you go on YouTube and maybe figure out how to adjust it. That's just the nature of these things if you're buying online. That's a rather long way around it, but I wanted to make that point and make that response. Follow my advice. I think most of the time you're going to be happy with it. But every once in a while you might order a guitar and it might not be as good as the one that I'm showing you on the video. And that can be any brand at any price point. All right, folks. See you on the next one.